Hey guys, how are you? Welcome. It's Wednesday morning. Happy hump day. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Let's start with a story about Kail Lowry. Yesterday on Instagram and Twitter and our social media, she announced that she is expecting her fourth child. During her announcement, she was promoting a paid partnership with an app for individuals that are expecting. And she shared a photo with her three children that she has, and then with a photo of an ultrasound. In the announcement, she made very few details about when she was due, what was happening, who the baby's father was. But we knew from a couple weeks before that Chris Lopez's aunt, Heather, had showed a photo of an ultrasound that she had supposedly texted to Chris Lopez, who is the father of her 2-year-old son, Lux. According to that text, that exchange that Heather had shared on Instagram, Kail claimed that she was due around July 25th, and there was a photo of the baby, or a little baby in her tummy, right? After that was dropped, she never denied it, so that led a lot of people to believe that she was pregnant and that Chris was the father. Chris's father then went on his Instagram to claim that Kail was pregnant and that Chris was the father of the baby. Kail has long talked about how she wanted to have a fourth child, and she was not shy about the fact that she wanted to have a child with Chris because she wanted Lux to have a full-blooded sibling. Her other two children are not full-blooded siblings because they are with her ex-boyfriend, Joe Rivera, and Javi Marroquin, her ex-husband. So her desire to have a child that had a full-blooded sibling seems to be confirmed. But Chris Lopez, her ex-boyfriend, also seemed to outed the fact that the couple, or the former couple, is actually having a baby boy on Instagram. So this is not the first time she has been outed for first being pregnant and someone else announcing it. The same thing happened with her second child. With Lux, because Javi actually outed her for being pregnant. But now she is actually, this is the first time an actual reveal of the gender has been outed before she could say anything. And here is what Chris pointed out on Instagram. He said, "It's a letter to an unborn child by AJ Brown, and it says, I pray for you to get to know real love and real friendship. I pray you never have to feel your heart aching in your chest as you hold yourself at night. I pray you never question your worth at the hands of a lover and doesn't know any better. I hope this world never hands your heart, and you will never hardens your heart, and you will always know the difference between what's real and what is nothing more than an elusive paradise. I want you to be fearless and true to yourself first and foremost in all the days of your life. Young king with a blue heart and a crown." Calling it a king implies that she's having a boy along with a blue heart, again hinting that it's a baby. Now, the interesting thing here is that not only is he sort of revealing the aspect that it's a boy or a supposed boy. Now, she's 16 weeks pregnant, and you can have testing done and have the reveal. You can see the gender of a baby typically anywhere from, I think, 14 weeks to 20 weeks via ultrasound. And I believe there's blood work. Maybe you can test for it. I have no idea. With my son, we found out at the 20-week ultrasound. But today, people are finding out earlier and earlier what they're having, and it may be that she already knows what she's having. She has long talked about how she wanted to have a daughter. That might be completely that might not even be a possibility at this point with what Chris is dropping here. But the interesting thing I'm noting is that he says, I pray that you get to reveal love and you get to know real love and real friendship. And then he says, I pray you never have to feel your heart aching in your chest as you hold yourself at night. This is an interesting sentiment. Is the implication that he's putting this out there? I mean, this is a really somber post that you would post to your child. So is he trying to send a message to Kail through this that maybe this child is going to be running into some issues, or is he implying that he is suffering pain in his own heart, because he says, I pray you never question your worth at the hands of a lover. So is he implying that he doesn't value his own worth at the hands of Kail and doesn't know any better? I hope this world never hardens your heart and you always know the difference between what is real and what is nothing more than illusion of paradise. So is he also then implying that this whole sort of social media thing that's been going on and all of this back and forth and this relationship and everything that's been going on with Teen Mom, is he implying that all of that has been sort of faked? Or is it that, she's been fake about things? Or is this simply just a message to your child? Which seems like a very real, very weird message to send to a baby. Like, usually it's like, I pray you're happy. I pray you're healthy. I am so excited to meet you. You know what I mean? Not, I hope the world never hardens your heart and you always know the difference between what is real and what is nothing more than an illusion of paradise. I want you to be fearless and true to yourself first and foremost all the days of your life. So is he not being true to himself, or is Kail not being true to herself? And what's the illusion of paradise? There's so many questions I have here that I can't actually figure out. And given the fact that their relationship is so sketchy, what is this? This is such a weird message to send to a child. And it's such a weird thing given the fact that he and Kail have had such a back and forth relationship. He's never wanted to appear on the show, which has a lot of people speculating that he never wanted to appear on the show because he and her never really had a formal relationship. And a lot of people have said that most of their relationship has just been based on them going back and forth and not really having a confirmed relationship, but her wanting to tie him down and him not wanting to be tied down. And then there's been all of these allegations over the past several months of him having other girls on the side. There was the one girl that claimed that she sent Kail a message that claimed she was pregnant. There were some text messages leaked a couple weeks ago. I can't remember by who, whether it was Teen Mom Shade Room or one of the other Teen Mom Instagram accounts, where Kail was talking to somebody that was claiming to be involved with Chris, and she was just calling her nothing but a hookup, a side piece. So I'm just so confused, like, why this would be sent. Like, is he blaming Kail or is he talking to himself? Like, it's just such a weird thing. And then not only that, there's all these questions about, in September, he actually requested to have his parental, he requested to be terminated as a parent for Lux, meaning that he didn't want to have any responsibility, didn't want to pay child support, didn't want to have any legal responsibility, basically just wanted to be done. And the court denied that request, and courts will often deny these requests because unless a willing third party, like say a husband of Kail, was going to step in and want to adopt Lux, being that she's single and there's no one that would take on the responsibility of Lux as a father, the state will not allow a father to terminate their own rights, so his request was denied. So if he was literally requesting to have his parental rights terminated in September of Lux, and then she gets pregnant and has this relationship, and now she's going to have another child, and he's going to have another child, and he already doesn't have a relationship with Lux, like, what kind of message is this sending to the baby? There's so many questions I have here. And like, a lot of people in my comments have been kind of critical of her, calling her a lot of names, which I never think it's fair in these situations to call someone names, but I do think it's fair to criticize or ask questions of why are you now bringing a second child into a situation like this where he has a father that you have a TRO against, you had them arrested, you've never been able to pin down, you've claimed is not doing well. Why then would you have a second child with him? Why wouldn't you take more precautions to not get pregnant? Some people brought up the fact that she might have done this via artificial insemination. I don't think that's the case at all. I do think there is enough evidence to show that the two of them were still back and forth in the fall, given the fact that she's texting women for Chris and telling them to go away. So I don't think it's so much that, I think this is what happened was the real deal. So there's so many questions I have here and not very many answers. And because it's Kail, it's going to elicit a lot of responses. Even some people in comments yesterday were saying that she's only having this child because she'll make more money on MTV. Gary from Teen Mom OG has literally pointed out that MTV pays the moms more for every single child that they have. And so some of these women feel as though the implication is that some of these women feel like there's an incentive for them to have more children for their storylines for the show to get more money. Again, I don't have anything to say about that. Those were just the comments on my channel's video from yesterday. So I just don't even really know what to think here. For someone who, Kail has been spending a lot of time trying to work on herself, and I hope she continues to do that. And for someone that wants to get better, I would hope that at some point she would sort of break these cycles of getting involved with men that she feels are not good for her and find some stability in herself. And, you know, this will be her fourth child. She's still single, which had a lot of people in comments saying, well, what's going to happen once the show's off the air? How is she going to support these kids? Who knows? She has a lot of different side hustles, so it's hard to know. I don't see her falling on any sort of hard times financially, though we cannot foresee the future. So I don't know what your thoughts are. Is he shading Kail? Is he shading himself? Is it fair that he basically outed that she's having another boy? It's Kail's life. It's your opinions. Tell me in the comments below. Before you go, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, as well as check out my social media below if you would like to follow me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel, as well as there's a link if you'd like to support my channel in the description for becoming a member. Hope you guys have a great rest of the morning, and I'll be back in a little while with more.